Yeah, y'all doing out there in video land. Welcome back to part number three. Part number three of the Code 4 modification. The Code 4 modification. All right, we're snaggletoothing it. That's what we're doing. Snaggletoothing it. So I just got a little bit more polishing to do. We're on the final grit. Now I'm going to do the whole thing. I think I get a fresh piece of sandpaper. Oh, that's 2,000 grit. That's not what I wanted to use. Put that one back. I wanted 3,000. $3,000. All right. That was 2,000. Okay. What I'm doing right now, I'm counting inside of my head, going to like 1 to 20. And I do like about 20 strokes. And I'll flip it over to the other side. That's good enough. Now finish up down here. Remember, we're just trying to do the exposed parts of the knife. I mean, not the knife, but the cog ring. And the main exposed part to me is the back strap, or the backspacer part of it. That's what shows up the most because it's going to be resting up against your lock bar. So you want both of these pieces with this piece and this piece to be both polished and match. At least I do. I like them both to match. Make them look like they're made out of the same metal. Even though one's a tempered, 400 series stainless steel, and the other one's aluminum. Heat treated aluminum. 6061 is the good stuff. Yeah. Me, myself, I prefer 6061 over 7075 for aluminum that's going to be used for, knives for like handles and stuff. And I'm going to tell you the reason why, because 7075 is a lot harder to deal with. I mean, it's a lot harder. It's like a harder steel or something, or it's aluminum. 7075 is just like a higher grade of aircraft grade aluminum. The T6 aluminums, T7 aluminums, and T6 is like basically what they use a lot in the automotive industry, and motorcycle industry, engine industry. And so, I got total faith in 6061. And 6061 is easier to polish. It's easier to polish and it's easier to work with. Like when you're doing stuff like this, when you're modding things, it's just a lot easier to deal with, people. I can see why, in production, they don't use too much 7075 because they say it's harder on the machinery. But, 7075 is more like titanium, people. It's more comparable to titanium. The titanium that they use in knives is like a grade 5 or what have you. And that titanium has aluminum in it. Otherwise, it'd be too brittle. You put aluminum and titanium to give it more strength. All right. That's that piece. That's enough for that piece, I think. Let's go on and do this one. We're just about done now, people. I'm just about done. It's just the finishing touches. Now this one has a different shape to it, so I like to use the edge of the piece of glass I have here. So make sure I'm getting all of the lock bar. I'm not changing the shape of it. This section right here is sort of flat. Oh yeah, that's gonna look nice, people. That's gonna look nice. And then just light on the sides, not heavy on the sides, just light on the sides. I like to basically just do this just to deburr things. So, you know, the pieces work smoothly together. And if you really want to get into it, you know, I don't want to take the finish off my scales, but, you know, you polish the inside of the scales too. I'm not going to do all that. I don't want to change the appearance of the scales. I want to leave them with the EDP plating on them. Electric discharge plating. That's what Cold Steel used on the Cold 4s and the Tylite 6s too. And the Tylites, the expensive aluminum Tylites, the 7075 aluminum ones, has an electric discharge plating on it. It's a tough plating. It's a tough finish to remove. It's not an easy finish to remove. And that's sort of high end too. You don't see too many people using that. It's like sort of like a DLC. A lot of people don't know though that one negative thing about DLC is that when you put it on certain metals, the less times it'll lower the temper of the metal because DLC has to be applied with extreme heat. I think it's like 400 or 500 degrees or something like that. Because it really gets bonded to the metal. But that's the best finish though. But like if you got a Magna Cut blade that's DLC plated, or coated, should I say, and you want that 62, was it 62 to 63 Rockwell or something like that? It's supposed to be ideal for Magna Cut. It's going to lower it down probably to 60 to 61, or 60 to 61, 61 to 62. It'll lower it down a notch. That's basically what DLC usually does. It lowers it down like one notch. So instead of having that 62 HRC, it'll have a 61. That's my understanding. That's why some people don't like to use DLC. Me, myself, I don't care if it's 61 or 62. I'd rather have that DLC finish because that DLC finish is better than any other. If you want something to have a black finish or whatever, DLC is the best. DLC is the best in my opinion. Okay, so I've gone through, I started with the 400, went to 600, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and now we're on 3,000. We're getting ready to start to polish them, people. Gotta be careful with the tip though. You usually want to polish away like that. Like this. Do strokes like this with your tip. Because you don't want to damage your tip. If you're polishing the spine. I'm polishing the spine of this blade now. And the reason why I polish the spine, because I just like it to match the lock bar and the wave feature. And the snaggletooth cog ring. Gotta be careful too, because this will cut your fingers. These blades are sharp. If you start to feel a little sharp sting to it, you're probably cutting yourself. Done it lots of times, people. Might keep the blade level. Okay, I think we're there. We should be there. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good already. I haven't even polished it yet. All right. Wash off your sandpaper and you can save it again and use it again another day. Let it hang and dry. Let it hang and dry on the side of the little plastic wastepan that I use for it. Use for my sandpaper. Go ahead and move it out my way. All right. Yeah. I think these are going to come out great, people. These are going to be awesome. That's what I think. Oh, I forgot to show you the other little trick I do. I can show you that real quick, too. All right. That's one thing we didn't do, huh? I didn't use this part to do that. Okay. So it's good that I noticed that at the end. I take the chopstick, wrap it like this. And this is how you hit the little parts in between. Just do them one at a time. Like I said, there's no fast way to do this stuff the way I do it, people. It's all by hand. Except for, the polishing. Polishing gives me a little aid with my power drill that I turn into my buffer, my handheld buffer. That, sort of a relaxing thing to do on a day off when you don't have nothing to do. And I like to, sit around and watch TV or something and do something at the same time. Gives you something to do. And I love making my personal knives I like to carry look custom, even though they're just production-made knives. Because I'm just a working class man, I can't afford all them custom things, so I make my own customs. That's how I roll. Been doing it forever. Couldn't afford the custom fancy chrome parts on my motorcycle, so I polished the aluminum ones and made the aluminum ones look like they're chrome. In the long run, it looks nicer in the long run because it doesn't peel and crack and bubble up and rust or whatever. If it gets a little dull, you just repolish it. I learned to love aluminum. It's easy to work with. Stainless steel is the same thing. Stainless steel is basically chrome. Chrome is stainless steel. All right. Time to get buffing. Let's start out with some black. Move this out of my way. Go from compound to compound. Just like you do with the sandpaper from grit to grit. Black is the most coarse compound that I use. Going for that mirror finish. Ooh, we're already there. You haven't even got to the finer compounds yet. That's why I always say your prep work is the most important stuff. Your sanding, all your prep work before you get to polishing is more important. Because if you do a really good job of wet sanding and polishing and keeping things nice and square and everything like that, when you go to buff things out, it looks like jewelry. It looks absolutely beautiful. I got gloves and things I can be wearing, but I don't like to wear gloves. I like to feel what's going on. I'm going to feel if the metal gets warm or hot. So I'm going to overheat the metal. I can always wash my hands. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we're going to get ready to go on to the next piece. This is the first piece that we did. This is done with this level of buffing. Yeah, I mean, what's looking like already. Next piece. Let me get a little bit more compound on the. Whoa, that shot off. I'll get it later. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks good already. Yeah, that looks really good, people. Let me show it to you. That's really good already. Now the Snaggletooth. I like saying Snaggletooth. That is a cool name. It reminds me of Mowgli in Jungle Book Remember what he called his knife? It was a tiger's claw. I think that's what it was, a tiger claw, I think it was. Made him not afraid of the tiger. Because he had a claw like the tiger had. Uh-oh. That one shut off. Here we go. There it is. No. Where'd that little booger go? I'm gonna have to come back to that one, people. Let's finish polishing. Now stop this one. I'll go find that part. Now I guess we're gonna have to do 4 parts. I was gonna put it together, but it looks like we're gonna have to put it together in the next video. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one. Now we're gonna go to brown. I'm doing it very lightly. I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm letting the compound and the buffing tab do its thing. All right. Next up, now we're going to get into the fine compound. Get into the more of a polishing compound. And that's the white one. Mine doesn't look so white, but it is white. Oh yeah, that looks like glass. And it looks like a mirror. I love the way it looks when you find the finishing product. All the effort you put into something. I think that's what I enjoy the most. A little more compound on here. People. All right. I wish I have to do the other little piece separately. Do the other little piece separately. Let me see. Now we're going to go to the green. Get into the final polishing now. Okay, here we go. All right, people. That's done with that one. I'll go ahead and find the other piece, the Snaggletooth, and I'll finish polishing that, and then we'll do one more video, and we'll assemble it, put it together, and take it for a test ride. Peace out, Stiletto.